Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and I'm so glad to have you joining me today. In today's video, we're going to be working on decking the outside of my house for Christmas, decorating the porch, and getting the house ready for Santa's visit. I want to go ahead and start off by thanking Eufy Security for sponsoring today's video. Eufy Security offers all sorts of fantastic home security products, including the See Everything Smart Lock. This smart lock is fantastic because it is a 2K live view. You can see what's going on at your front door, connects to your Wi-Fi remote control, and it does have an entrance and exit log. So every time my kiddos come and go, I can see what's going on my front porch, and it is fantastic. Eufy also sent me their 4K Ultra HD and solar power security cameras, which are in my yard, so I can see what's going on around my house. And the most fun product is this fantastic Smart Drop Smart Delivery Package drop box. This amazing drop box has a 1080p camera right on the front. The phone will notify me when someone is approaching the Eufy delivery box, which is super cool. It also has two-way audio, so I can actually talk to the courier, whoever's delivering something to the house. If it hasn't been opened before, they can just press the open button. It does tell them what to do as they approach the security box, which is so cool. And if it has already been opened that day, they can put in the 4-digit code. And if I haven't added it into my delivery instructions, I can talk to the courier and tell them what the code is, which I think is awesome. The Smart Drop box is made of all metal, which does keep your packages protected. So if you live in an area like mine where you get some pretty severe weather, it'll help to keep your stuff safe as well as protected, which is really, really nice. The Smart Drop delivery box is also so intuitive that it will guide the courier, whoever's dropping things off at your house, to press the open button when they approach the Smart Drop box, which is really, really cool. So I don't have to worry about things getting lost from my front porch, which happens so very easily. All of the Eufy devices connect to the Eufy app right on my phone. So every time somebody is in my driveway or approaching my front door, I can see it, I get alerted, and I think that's really, really great. So I see my kiddos. I can also see, who's driving up and down the driveway. So if it's delivery people or my kiddos riding their bikes or whatnot, it's really nice to be able to see what's going on and see everything so that I can feel nice and secure and safe. The Smart Drop delivery box has been such a lifesaver already for very expensive deliveries. We had our Apple Watches delivered here, as well as our new phones. It was nice to know that they were completely safe until we got home. In the app, you can actually see how many things have been delivered, how many people have come up to your door. So thank you, Eufy Security, for sponsoring today's video. Now we're going to go ahead and get started with decorating the porch. Now this video was filmed in a number of days, and that's because every time we would get outside to start to film, it was just so very cold. So we didn't want to stay outside for too long. We would only be out there for a couple of hours each time. So I'm getting started today by taking down all of the fall decor, and we did decide to put our potting bench away for the winter season just to make room for some other decor up here. I'm also considering moving that to the backyard once the backyard is finished. That's where it will ultimately live, and I want to have more seating up here on the porch. Now, if you are not aware, Danny actually built that potting bench for me, so that was actually my Mother's Day gift. He did such a great job, and I do have a video of how to build that potting bench. It's incredibly simple. It is in my video, so go back and check that out if you're interested in one. He's realizing it's wobbly and he needs to fix it, so that's him right there figuring that out. But it was so very cold this day. It was in the 20s when we were doing this. But again, like I said, it is filmed over a number of days. But we always seem to do that. We always seem to put up our Christmas decor on the coldest days. I'm just taking the blower now to try to get off most of the leaves. However, it was incredibly windy, so this was really useless. It, just kept coming up there anyway, but just tried to give it a good little clean. And then I'm grabbing one of our artificial trees. This is actually our tree from last year that we had. It was a pre-lit tree. However, the lights did not work. And I did not spend a ton of time fluffing this tree. It was far too cold and my hands were hurting far too much to worry about it getting super fluffed. So just worrying on getting it put together, fluffed a little, and then I am going to put some lights on this tree. And my goal today is to both decorate and to add a little bit more privacy to the Smart Drop delivery box, so that way it kind of is hidden here on the porch. And I think it ends up doing a really great job. As I said, the courier approaches the porch. It does tell them that there is a delivery box there for them. However, it is, private enough that you don't see it from the street or from my driveway, which was the whole purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and get the lights strung here, and then we'll move on to the next item. Next up, I'm grabbing this really cute sled that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I do just want to apologize for the sun. It was going down and it was casting a beautiful light, but sometimes it's hard to see. I'm also putting down this adorable rug that I got from Anthropologie. It was a splurge this year, but I love it. Moving over to where our rocking chairs are, I had taken the blower to clean this area off as well. And then I wanted to bring in some color, so I'm putting down the foot poof there, just taking a second to get off any of the leaves. And then I'm going to grab some decorative blankets. I love to bring in some coziness to this area, primarily because Danny and I do love to come sit out here. Not as much in the winter, but we definitely still do. So I've got an old blanket there from Target that is several years old. And then I'm also grabbing another one. This is from this year in the dollar section. It was $5. It's actually a really nice little blanket. And then I'm grabbing some pillows that I already had. That pillow there says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." I believe I got that at Walmart a couple years ago. And again, just to bring in some red and some festiveness to that area. Meanwhile, Danny was putting up the lights for us, and he was doing such a great job. I am also going to switch out my wreath from a fall wreath to a Christmas wreath. I got a new wreath this year from Walmart from one of their new lines, and I absolutely love it. I think that the greenery is beautiful, and I love the striped bow. I just love red and white striped at Christmas time. I think it's absolutely adorable, and I just thought this added a really sweet touch. The next thing we're going to work on are some wreaths for the windows. I picked up these really beautiful cypress wreaths from Walmart. They were less than $20. I picked up 3 of them. I love how they remind me of my Christmas tree. They've got a little bit of the faux artificial pine with some of that cypress in there, as well as some pine cones. I also picked up a couple of these red velvet bows from Walmart. I really am impressed with the things that they have this year. I feel like their quality of Christmas decor is just really, really good. They've really raised the bar when it comes to what they have to offer. When I went there, I actually had all intentions of picking up real wreaths for the windows. They were $12.98, I think. And then when I went inside to just kind of peek at their Christmas decor, I realized that they had these double wreaths that were only $19.98, and I could reuse them year after year. So if I have an opportunity to buy something that I can reuse and I'm not spending all that money every year, I will do it. So here I am, just adding in the bow. I did do this to all 3 of the wreaths, and now Danny's going to help me get them onto the windows. We did end up using large command hooks on the siding in between the windows, and it worked out perfectly. We've since had really bad rain and wind and storms, and they have stayed up there perfectly fine. So absolutely love these. I would now like to find a way to illuminate them. So I think I'm going to get some lights for in the wreaths. We'll see. We have somebody coming to finish off our Christmas lights, so coming to do the peaks of our house. We just don't feel comfortable doing it ourselves, so we did hire somebody to come do that, and I plan on talking to him about finding a way to light up these beautiful wreaths. I just think it would add the final touch to the house. Next up, I did grab these little candlesticks from Walmart. This again is something I see all over New England, and that is the candles in the windows. It's not something I ever saw on the West Coast, and I just think it's so very beautiful. So I did pick up 7 of these for the windows in the front of my house, and I think that they're absolutely beautiful. They add such a warm, cozy vibe to the house. Next up, we're going to be adding some garland. So this is all leftover garland that I've had from many years. At our house in Las Vegas, we had an exposed banister, and so I would always wrap the banister. I also put it all throughout my house, above my cabinets. So I have a lot of garland that isn't being used. So I decided to bring it outside, and we never had a porch to decorate before. So I was super excited to bring it here. Danny's just helping me get this hung. We hung it by using some hooks that we screwed into the wood, and we hooked the garland onto that. So I'm just stepping out so that I can see to make sure that they're all even, and they look really, really beautiful. I love garland. It just screams Christmas time, and it just adds a really elegant look. I just think it's beautiful. We also decided to add garland to the pergola. I think I mention this every time I show the pergolas, but Danny actually built these. He's so incredible. I showed him a picture. I wanted to have some kind of wood element in the front of the house to just warm it up. It's a very white house, and I showed him what I wanted, and he built it, and our builder put it up. It's very cool, and it's cool to be able to say that we built it. So thank you, Danny, for building this awesome pergola. Another thing that I have wanted to do was to wrap my front door in garland. I see this on a lot of homes all around my neighborhood, and I just think that it's really, really beautiful. So I'm using some light command hooks. They're just plastic little command hooks that you use to put up Christmas lights, and it's what I used on the house when we did the Halloween decor. So I'm using those exact same things, and Danny is helping me to get this up. I am putting the sticky part on the command hooks while he is putting this up, and I think it looks really, really beautiful, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. The last little project that we're going to do is making some swags. So I picked up some greenery from Michael's. All of their Christmas greenery was 50% off. No, I think it was even 60% off. So I have some eucalyptus there. I have some pine. And then I also just had those first leaves that I showed you. They just look like your generic house plant. Those are actually not in the Christmas section, but I liked the texture that they brought. So a swag is similar to a wreath, but it's just a bunch of greenery put together, usually with a bow, and you hang it from different areas around your home. And I think it's very beautiful. Again, this is not something I ever saw on the West Coast. I never saw this until I moved here. And last year, we had just moved into the house, and my awesome neighbor Stacy across the street had made me some swags. Well, she had extra swags, but she shared them with me. So that was my first time ever using them, and I put them on either side of my garage, and I thought they were absolutely beautiful. I knew I wanted to do it again. And again, I figured if I can do it with artificial things that I can reuse, what a great way to save some money and to be able to put these things up right away next year. So I did grab those faux leaves from Michael's, and then I'm using the same bows that I used on the wreaths from Walmart to top the swags. And then I'm also holding them together with some floral wire, and that just kind of, you can't see it, but it holds them all together, and it is what I ended up using to hang them from the gooseneck lamps on either side of our garage. The Christmas lights that we purchased for our home this year will also go around our garage once they're finalized. We're waiting, like I said, for the contractor to come and put the lights up in the peaks, and then we'll know how much we have left to go around the garage door. So Danny's just helping me get these hung, the swag hung, and then I'm also going to use that same clear command hook to put behind it, and this is just to hold it steady. So they do hang, and because of that they kind of blow all over the place. So to hold them steady, I figured I'd connect them to the wall with the command hook, and it worked perfectly.
Enter the PIN code on the address label and press open.
Again, I want to thank Eufy Security for sponsoring today's video. The Smart Drop delivery box has been such a lifesaver for us when we haven't been home. There have been weekends that we've gone out of town, and it's so nice to know that we've got this delivery box here. I get notified when somebody comes up to it. I can talk to the person who's delivering items. I can tell them the code. It's really, really wonderful. I can also open it from my phone using the app. I can just press the open button. Somebody does have to shut it, but I can just open it for them and they can deliver an item. It also keeps track of how many things have been delivered, so I can see how much things have been delivered. I get notified every time somebody is near it, and I love it so much. It makes me feel so safe. It makes me not worry about the things I spend money on. So again, thank you Eufy Security for sponsoring today's video. And that does bring us to the end of our outdoor Christmas decorate with me. I hope that you guys found some inspiration in today's video. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. I will show you a nighttime view once we have the contractor come and finish up the lights. It doesn't look all the way finished yet, so I'm not ready to share it just yet. You'll have to come back for some more. I'll share it in a future Sunday reset. I hope everybody is having a lovely day and that your holiday season is going splendidly, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day, my friends.